people were literally stalking us and coming to our house. You were, how was it?
11. We
Yeah,
filmed
our birthday,
that when I was still 10.
Our birthday was 2 days later.
10 years old.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Hello.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast.
I'm
Welcome
sorry.
back to me, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Lauren was
you
sick
were-
last week.
Welcome to me.
How bad was your illness?
It wasn't that bad, but I just thought I was going to throw up all day, but I didn't.
That's good.
Good for
So,
you.
but that was kind of bad, but I didn't actually throw up. So.
Hate the nausea.
Kath's right, really literally right there, but you can't see her. I don't know if you can even hear the baby, but it's like, if you hear a little nose, she's sitting right there, or standing right there. So she's here, but you can't see her. She'll be back in 1 sec. Just helping him sleep. Okay, so let's, hello,
wait.
tell them the episode.
Okay, wait. This is episode 221. And, wait, what are we talking about?
Interviewing.
Oh!
You.
This was my idea, wasn't it?
Little ratty.
It was okay, whatever. Anywho, so this episode we're going to do a discussion, an interview of sorts where
a serious discussion.
Kath prepared the questions, right? Yeah.
I'm adding like one.
And they're
I
going to
think.
ask Lauren and I questions about what it was like growing up on the internet as a known entity as a child, basically, because I was 14 and you were 11.
Yeah.
And Kath and I went through our pretty much entire teenage years into adulthood anonymous.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's a very different vibe to be starting at 11 versus 18.
Yeah, I wasn't a teen like going anywhere and anyone recognizing me. I was in my 20s, or maybe I was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it started.
I was
in
19 when it
2009.
started, but mostly I was 20.
Yeah, Kat
Yeah.
was 17.
20
but
on.
Still young.
That's still young.
But we made it
That's
through like
different.
puberty, high school age. We made it pretty much all the way through that anonymous.
I never thought of myself as starting out as so young, but then I guess I am.
So it was very different,
'Cause I was
very different time.
14. That's so young.
And looking back, it's definitely like, what the
You
heck?
want
It
me?
was the beginning of my senior year, so I guess I had one high school year of it. Because it was August of when I was 17.
Okay.
But she was done with high school.
When part of
But it
your
was
say
it was senior
happened.
age. So for the most part, yeah, Kath and I, we were adults. So it's interesting because I can't imagine what I would feel like if that were me. I shudder to think of the outfits I would be wearing.
Somehow,
The hair and
it's
makeup.
like,
I didn't do my hair and makeup, didn't touch them. So it would have been interesting. Okay. For the camera, not for life. Life, it's great. I hate doing my makeup in real life. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that the other day.
Really?
I was
Or
thinking,
guess, yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about how much I hate having makeup on my face and having to take makeup off of my face.
Oh,
I hate taking makeup
like
off.
every day,
Oh,
I'm like, do I
sick.
want to put, like, if we're not filming, I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, the thought of washing my face at night, I'm like, nope,
Oh,
no
yeah.
makeup.
If
The
we're
end.
not filming, I wear like mascara and lip gloss. That's my
yeah,
deal.
it's just not my sensory experience that
But also,
my desired sensory
I-
experience.
I have the wildest time matching eyeshadow colors to lip colors. That's like
The wildest time.
But I
What?
can't tell. I'm like, some things like so bad with like matching them up can be hard.
Like such as what?
Like such as pinkish toned with like taupe-ish toned eyes. It looks weird and I don't know why. So I have
Just
to
try
figure
a
out-
lip color and then if
Yeah, I
it's
have
not
to
good,
try a
try
bunch of different
again.
lip colors.
You should talk to our color consultant.
Yes.
Give him a
There's
a
some
ring,
things
aka
where
message.
I just like try until I'm like, okay, these seem to match.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
yeah. Anywho.
I just think about the times when I used to be like, ooh, a cool brown shadow. I should wear that. And it was not giving.
That's tough. That's tough.
You know what else I was thinking about with color stuff? I was thinking about the other day. No, I was thinking about how I knew this is my one. Okay, so I'm really bad with like visual stuff. Like Lauren has that natural gift. I do not. I never had that. I have struggled. They've had to like teach me stuff, whatever, right? It was a struggle. But I was thinking about my one good thing that I ever did with that is as soon as I started wearing foundation, I quickly realized that pink toned Is that what I'm looking for?
Pink tone.
Foundation. I was like,
Undertone.
this looks so bad. And I knew
Okay.
that one thing about myself.
Good.
That is you will never catch me with a pink face
Yeah.
in any video. So I will say that.
That's
It's
good.
my
That's good.
one thing I did right. Anyway, so let's move on.
Highs and lows or whatever.
Highs and lows, ladies.
Isn't this like isn't this like one of your colors?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, that could be.
It's okay on me.
giving.
It's
It's
like
like
not
earthy.
bad.
Wait, Kathy,
but it's
show
better
me
on
more
you.
colors like that.
Ooh, I'll go first. I never go
yeah.
first.
Oh, good. Take it away.
I was gonna say my low was last night, but actually, was it really? I heard like a scratching at the door, like there was an animal, but I think it was a child. I don't. Okay, so
Oh,
I had an emotional night, but then I was like, that's not really a low, actually.
As
It's
long as it's
like-
not like a terrorizing emotional night. Like, there's different types of
Yeah,
them.
you know what? It was a negative emotion that I was releasing, but it wasn't terrorizing me because I was like, I was just like, okay, lady, we're good. You know, instead of like,
Yeah.
somebody save me from this emotional experience I can't handle by myself. It wasn't that. So
That's good.
it's like, wow, that was pretty good. So I guess it was a low because I was like, but then it was not a low. Is it a low turned high?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was the
Low
high of my
turned
week.
high.
I would not say it was the high of my week. So I guess that's the low, but it was like a good low. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like an emotional low that was healthy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wow, progress. The high of my week. What do we do this week?
I don't know. This week went very fast. I have no clue what happened.
The high of my week is yeah, this week is not really giving many highs to be considered.
No.
It was kind of like a leveled out week, you know. I'm trying to think of one thing to tell people because they're like, you know, I know you guys don't like it when we're super vague. Okay, what? They don't like it.
Yeah, I know.
And why are you laughing?
Because you always say that. Like, yeah, I know.
Because I'm reminding myself. These people. Did I do anything fun? Anything, guys? Anything?
I don't know. What'd you do with your life?
We had that, like,
Oh, no,
get
I know what
together.
your real low was. I know what the truest low
What?
was when you got stuck on the
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. My actual low is that there was an accident on the freeway and we were going on the way to our nephew's baptism, and I'm the only family member who got stuck in the accident.
You literally got stuck between two exits. It was
Between two exits, so there's no way to get off. And guess how long I was in there? About 3 hours between two exits.
two children in the car.
So we did like a 3-hour road trip, like of a few miles.
Yes.
And we didn't make it to the baptism because we were there for 3 hours. They weren't going to wait for us for 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So we just sat in the car. Then we finally got to the exit and went home
They got
after
milkshakes.
3 hours.
Yeah,
but that was a low
high.
turned high. There's my high. That was actually my high because I was hanging out with Nick for 3 hours.
Wow.
You know
And we were
what?
just chatting for 3 hours, but I was saying like all this stuff, and then I was being a little bit of a rat because he's like, well, maybe this. I was asking him for advice, and then I'm like, you're saying you don't support me at all? And then he's like, what? No, I'm not saying that. Everything he would say, I was in that kind of place where I'm like,
yeah.
Well,
so
yeah,
you're
like,
saying you think
trapped-
I'm lazy? No, I wasn't saying that. That was me the whole time.
trapped on a freeway. Your anger's gonna come out.
I feel like it's like a test sometimes. You just want to see, like, can your man, like, hold that space for you to be like, are you saying I'm lazy? And then they're like, no, I'm not. And then you're like, okay. And then you're like, I can trust you.
Okay. I feel like
Sometimes I have
sometimes
to
it's
do
just
that.
a mood where it doesn't matter what anyone says, you're going to be combative just because you're in that mood.
Just because you're stuck on the freeway for 3 hours.
But then after me being combative and then him,
Yeah.
like holding space for it,
Love it.
then I was like, that was a low turned high. It was
That's
a good
cute.
conversation. My husband likes me.
Oh, amen. Love that
good.
for you. I'm glad.
Yeah, I know. Not
Yeah.
to brag. Okay, next.
My low was so many to pick from. I don't know how
You were overwhelmed.
to
You
even
were
pick.
stressed. You were
Yes.
overwhelmed. You were stressed.
I
You cried here. You cried there.
literally here a cry, there a cry, everywhere a cry.
Yeah, that was
Um,
this week.
It's tough. I literally spent 3 hours trying to mail packages, and that was hard.
What took the 3 hours? Like packing?
Well, I'd put them together, then I'd go to your house, and then I'd go back to the post office, and then I'd actually send them all. So it was a lot. But I don't have to do it anymore, so that was a high. I don't know.
Sending packages.
I went swimming, and that was really fun. Yeah. Life is a climb. The view is not always great. Hopefully
Sometimes
one
it's
day I'll
not.
get back to a better mood.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
One day you
you'll
will.
get back to a better mood.
I believe
Yeah.
that you will.
I think I will
I
too.
think that will happen.
Yeah,
I think it will
so.
one day.
Do you have a high or no high?
My high was that I went swimming, but the problem was that it was a high turn low because I went swimming with all my clothes on, which was fun. But then, because I was on a walk, and I was like, I should go swimming.
Your high will be what, tonight?
Then I had to
tomorrow night?
walk home, and it was really cold. So I
Your
had to
high
towel.
will be tonight.
Oh,
or
my
tomorrow
high
night?
will be
Is that
tonight
tomorrow
when
night?
we're
Tonight.
seeing Twisters. Ah!
Yeah,
Oh, I can't
that'll
wait.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying it's 10 out of 10.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So I guess you can tell me after
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
we'll
I
tell
should see
you.
it.
Yeah. You can see it without Nick, I guess.
Yeah.
No, the whole point is seeing it with that.
Okay.
Next.
High and low. My high was my nephew's baptism when I was the godmother, and it was
Not
just
to brag.
very well. I didn't know I was gonna be until the day before.
Oh.
Then they asked me. I was like, oh yeah. I wasn't thinking about that.
Like,
I wasn't
never heard
expecting
this.
this.
I wasn't expecting.
You're like, is this?
I
thing?
wasn't.
You're
I
like,
didn't
no, it's
think
just an
of
honor.
it. Yeah, but it was just so touching. I was like almost crying the whole time, and then like after the like baptism part with the water, then he was like crying whatever, and then I like calmed him down so quick, and then he's like smiling up at me, and I was like, oh my god. So it was just like a moment of connection, and I just felt so
Wow.
humbled. TBH.
You're my next kid's godmother.
Okay.
She has a science.
I have a system. I go down in order of my siblings on the boys and the girls. I just go from the top down. So
Okay.
Amy's the next one.
Wow.
You're my next kid's
Wait,
godmother.
you-
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thank you.
You're
You
my
and
fourth
Chris,
kids.
or you and Nick would be paired again.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I think Chris will be paired again.
Oh, he's not. Do they have to be there? They don't have to
They
be there,
kind of
right?
stand in.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Oh
my gosh.
my low was my therapy. Because it's just, she's like, I'm pushing you.
Is it
And
Get
I
Real
was
with whatever her name is?
Okay. Yeah.
It was. I feel like every time it's Get Real with what's the name.
No,
Wait, you
this
should give
was
her,
like
like, a
really
fake
getting
name.
real.
What's a good fake name for her?
I'm not good at fake names.
What
I
does she
don't
look her
know.
name is?
I don't know, like Michelle.
Okay, Get Real with
Get
Michelle.
real with Michelle.
It was Get Real with Michelle.
Like, it was fine, but it was just like, okay, I get it. Like, I don't know. She was just like, you gotta, like, get it together, basically. It's like, okay. But it was good because it made me like, okay, I gotta snap out of it. Gotta get it together a little bit. But it was just hard,
That is.
Get Real
I
with
asked her
Michelle.
if she was disappointed in me. She's like, no.
I'm not your mom.
No,
You're
she was like,
disappointed in
what? But she was nice after that.
One time I had a therapist who was a Get Real with, oh my gosh, I can't remember. She was a Get Real with whatever her name is. And then I told her, after our sessions, I feel bad about myself. She's like, oh, sorry. It's like, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. Because she was so harsh with me. But then she's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. She was like me, but more harsh.
That's scary.
That's
Oh
tough.
my gosh. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, I asked her if she was disappointed. She's like, actually, I'm very impressed with you. I was like,
Oh, wow.
okay, thank you.
When you take impressed for disappointed,
I know.
quite the trick.
Yeah, so yikes.
It is quite the trick.
But yeah, it's fine now. It was good because now I'm doing a lot better this week because she just But it's just hard to, get real with Michelle.
Yeah, that is tough. That's a tough one.
It is. Would you say that's the main? No. Is that not the main theme or the main theme of your therapy in general? Is getting real or not at all?
I mean, yeah. Just because she is very...
Because
Give me the cold, hard truth.
Because I feel like everyone has like a main theme. My main theme is being not forced, whatever. Like actually having to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
That ain't it for me. But I have to, because I get real.
That's
I'm like,
definitely a
I did
thing.
this, I did that, I was thinking this. I like lay out all the get reals, and then she's like, now you have to feel it, and I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, it's kind of both.
Do you? Okay, everyone, raise your hand. Kath will tell them what you say. Do you cry in front of your therapist? Yes or no?
Yes.
Regularly?
Yes.
Mostly.
Kath says yes and yes.
A lot of
I
them.
never, ever did. But then I realized, I'll talk about this in another time. Get real with Christina another time. Yeah, I realized you are kind of ruining it for yourself if you refuse to be vulnerable and actually feel your feelings and actually take a chance on like finding a safe therapist who's like a safe place to express your feelings, since I literally don't do that with anyone except for my husband, so especially like a woman. So I was like, I entered that land that you're
Good
all
for
in.
you.
I mean, yeah, it's hard because you have to like really like go into it, but
Well,
you
yeah,
can
it
trust
means
them.
you're...
That's the thing, is you have to be able to be really honest with your therapist, though, of like, I don't like the way you said that. You to Nick, basically, does that mean you think I'm lazy? Like, you have to be able to say those things, or else like you're not really gonna feel
I'm
safe
always
to
like,
be
so
vulnerable.
wait, what are you asking? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like,
They always try to make me cry. You know what I'm talking about? When you say something and you like say something that's like really vulnerable or emotional, but you say what I do, like intellectualize it, but I'm talking about something very like, and then they're like, let's sit with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But now I'm like, okay,
That's it.
which means like you need
like
to cry
I'm
about
sad,
that.
unfortunately.
Like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah.
They always do that. But normally they like stop because they could tell I do not want to cry. But she was like, okay. Which, that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
Is-
I think
are
I cry
you-
pretty easy.
Oh, I had so many comments, but I couldn't make them. Dang it. Oh, I was going to say, I really want to see that movie. I didn't even know about it except for you
Twisters?
guys. But I just love storms. I'm obsessed
It
with
looks
storms.
like people. Yeah,
and
it
Matt
looks
would
like you
probably
like
like it because it's not like
Storm
girly or
chasing.
whatever.
Oh my gosh, maybe we could do it.
Give us an update
We
tonight.
haven't done a date night in
Yeah.
so long. It'd be really fun. Okay. Oh, and I was going to say something. Oh, because I was going to say I do the same thing to Max that you were saying.
You're like, oh, so you're. Yeah, I can see that. For
I'm
you.
like, so you think I'm dumb? And he's like, no, I didn't say that. Because I feel like I just get in these moods. I don't know if you relate, but like where you're so overly sensitive and like you have to just let them
I
know.
can't
You're
relate.
like, let
I'm
them
never
know,
sensitive.
let them know. You're like, I feel like an idiot trash human
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
So
That
you're
is
just
tough.
letting them know that everything they say is going to hit wrong no matter what. And I think it's really courteous to let them know that.
Like,
you know?
everything's gonna hit.
Okay, I think I might actually be sleeping now because he's like kind of staying asleep even when I'm talking. My low was this weekend. I don't know what it was, but I kept getting these really bad headaches all weekend. I had to take Advil 2 days in a row, which I only usually get like maybe one a month. It's like
I had
a really,
bad headache yesterday.
Max did too.
And I never get headaches.
And did you have to take Advil?
No.
Max had to take Advil too. We're all getting headaches.
I was just like, this is horrible.
Oh, I wonder if it's because it was really stormy and the atmospheric pressure changing gives people headaches.
That's what.
Oh, yeah, it was the day we had that crazy storm.
Yeah, that gives
Yeah.
people headaches. The pressure.
Maybe
'cause
that's what it
affects
was.
Wait, mine was yesterday. Did that count?
There was a big storm yesterday, wasn't there? Wasn't there a lot
I
of
mean,
rain?
our backyard was all wet, and Max had one yesterday.
I feel like there was a lot of rain, but I can't remember.
Yeah, so that was my low. I hate that. It's just debilitating, you know? Like, you can't really function when your, like, head is throbbing.
No.
Even with medicine, it just didn't do it. I would say my high anticipated, I'm excited for. We're doing a dinner with our neighbors tonight.
Oh, cute.
And we're doing, like, barbecue, like it's like a summer theme. So I prepped everything last night and this morning, and it's just good for me to cook again. You know, I don't cook a lot these days with this guy, so it's nice to cook something. I made some, probably not as good as yours, Chris, baked mac and cheese. I don't know what I was doing.
I'm sure it's good.
I was flying
It's
blind.
pretty hard to mess it up.
I don't know. I kind of just used the cheese I had on hand. I don't know if it was the best cheese.
I've used so many different cheeses. It's pretty hard to mess up.
Okay, I used cheddar, Colby Jack, and Parmesan. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
good.
no, that'd
Unless
be
you
good.
did too much
Okay.
Parmesan, I did that once and it.
No, I just did a little
No,
bit
that should
because
be
it
good.
said Gruyere. Is that how you say
Yeah.
Gruyere?
Oh, I love.
And I didn't have any Gruyere.
They ask for
would've
that
been
in
good.
almost every recipe.
Yeah, that
They
would have
love
been
that
so
one.
good. I should have got it, but I didn't. I just used what I
I
had.
don't
on hand.
use that often.
Yeah, and then I made a peach crisp, which I've made a couple times this summer, and that has just it's just the taste
yeah,
of
we have
summer.
that.
Stan.
And it's so easy to make. I just prepped the crisp last night, and then I did the peaches this morning. So yeah, it was fun to cook, and I'm excited to play with our neighbors because they have little kids who are the same age as our twins.
Love it.
So
Oh.
yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, it's anticipated high. Maybe it'll go horribly. No, I'm just kidding. So,
Oh my gosh! And then it's your low.
yeah, the
Oh,
twins
check
just are
back.
freaking out the entire time. No, okay, no, they'll be excited.
All right, now we're gonna get into our interview. Wait, I'd say one. I kind of already did I say this? No. One. What's the word? Disclaimer.
Caveat.
Disclaimer of my mood. I remember saying this. Whatever. That doesn't matter. One disclaimer of my mood is that today I'm in this kind of mood. So I'm not mad at anyone. Okay. It's just my mood. Normally, I try to be like more smiley, whatever, but that's like me trying. That's not natural for me. Okay. So I try to do that more on camera today. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But it's not because I'm mad. It's just because I'm not trying. Okay? So just know that. Just know that. Cass stepped out 1 sec with Asa. She's rocking him. So Lisa is supporting her husband through his cancer treatments. I didn't say that. That's why she's not here today. Please keep their family in your prayers. And, Patreon. If you guys want all the full episodes of the podcast, you got to go on our Patreon. You got to join. It's $5 a month. You get every full episode. We don't post all the full ones on YouTube. Patreon is such a support for us, and you guys, like, seriously, it means so much to us. You have supported us through so many highs and lows, especially through like our motherhood eras where we've gone through such highs and lows. Oh my gosh, and so much like change. And I just want to take a moment to thank the patrons who have supported us through these like lulls, these times where we're just not able to give as much as we could before. It really means so much to us. Thank you, patrons, so much. But anyway, that's a great way to support us. If you want to get all the extra content on there, there's Q&As every Monday. You guys participate in Lauren's take on there. There's all the past content, all the past series, the Throwback Thursday stuff. There's like Wacky Wednesdays with Lisa. There's lots of cool stuff on there. Lots of good stuff. I was watching one of my really old videos the other day. We used to do, or did I just do that? Or did you guys do that too? I used to do these kind of like advice videos where I would give like, it was kind of like a long version of Get Real with Christina. It was like a 20-minute video. I would just yap and yap. Monday motivation. Oh, you didn't?
Yes, we did.
Did
No,
everyone
we
do
all
it?
Yeah,
did.
we did.
We all did it. Okay.
Wait, those were good. We should maybe bring those back.
Yes. Wait, we should maybe.
Yeah, I'd like
I was
that.
watching one of my old Monday motivations. I don't know how that happened. Like I don't know where I saw this. How did I see this? I don't know. And I was like, wait a minute, that was really good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have those. There's a lot of stuff on there. Okay, so let's get into it. The interview. The year was 2009. That is when everything exploded very quickly for us, in a matter of moments. It suddenly, like within, I don't know, not that long, people were literally stalking us and coming to our house
No, literally.
before we moved. And people were recognizing us out in public, and it was like a very big deal. It was very quickly. It was like overnight, and it was a rapid growth from our very first cover that we posted, which was August 10th, 2009. I was in the middle of a breakup. It was a wild time for me in a good way. Time of growth. It was a great time. And our dreams, I couldn't believe everything we had visualized was actually happening. It was so crazy. You were how old? 2009.
11.
11?
Like I just turned 11 though. We
Yeah, our
filmed
birthday-
that when I was still 10.
Our birthday was 2
You're
days later.
10 years old.
I know.
Wait, because 2009.
In Party in the
you're
USA?
born in 98. Whoa.
Whoa. Party in the USA. Lauren was
Or
a...
no.
Wait, if you're born in 98, 2009. You're
Okay,
turning
yeah,
11,
yeah.
so you were 10.
Yeah.
Because we filmed it
that's what you
2
said.
weeks before you turned 11.
Okay,
That's
I
what she
was
said.
confused.
So Lauren was just about 11. I was just about 19. Kath was just about, or you were already 17. Amy,
Sorry.
you were
I just turned
14.
14 because I was born in 1995.
Lisa was
Turning 16.
about in a
Or
month. In a month, she was going to be 16.
Wait, 93?
Yes, she's 3 years younger than me.
Yes.
She's about to be 16. Okay.
So she was 15.
At least was 15 in the beginning.
And I was
just about 16.
14. Oh, because we're 1 year apart in the summers.
Oh, cute.
So you were middle school age.
You were fifth grader.
Like just starting.
You were-
right? Or
In
no.
between elementary and
you would
middle
have been
school.
going
I don't know
into
how that
6th
works.
grade.
Okay.
So you would have been starting middle
That's
school.
so
So from middle school age on, you grew up not anonymous.
You grew up in the public eye.
From what did you say? What was the age? I already forgot how old you were.
14.
So freshman year on, basically.
Yeah, that was right before my freshman year.
Basically all of high school age. But
we
of course,
moved in the middle of my freshman year.
none of them were actually in school, so we're just saying like the ages, but it wasn't like they went to school during all this.
Yeah.
It was homeschool. So
That probably would have been weird.
so I was already through all that, going through puberty, going through what happens in high school? Developing into a young woman, an adult. I had already gone through that.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, I will say. So let's start with the questions. So that was setting the scene.
Setting the scene.
What was the best part about growing up on the internet?
Seems a bit vague.
Yeah,
I don't know how to answer that.
Because it's
I
like,
know. Was there a best part?
What was the best?
I don't know. The best part was getting my career, I guess.
I mean, I liked doing it.
I liked making
I
music
liked
and making videos.
Doing what we were doing. I don't think there was any good part of growing up on the internet.
online.
The good part was that I liked what we were doing. I liked singing and all
Because
that.
the career,
It's
like
really
the thing
fun.
we're actually doing is different than the actual online part. And the online part, probably for all of us, is not really a positive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
I
positive was the music part and like the working together and making all these things, but like actually being online, especially at a young age, what's the positive?
Yeah, we didn't set out to be influencers. We
I don't
set
think
out
there was
to-
anything positive about
Influencer
it.
was not a thing at this time.
No,
Yeah.
we thought that we would do a different track.
Let me set that as well.
Yeah.
So at the time, all the exposing and stuff hadn't really happened of like all the predators, such a predatory business, child actors and like what the heck, children online and what the heck. That wasn't a thing because children were just starting to be online. So we didn't know how bad that is for a child to be online. TBH, still a lot of people don't even recognize or realize or want to acknowledge that. It's
But
weird.
yeah, it's just more known now because so much has come out.
happened.
But at the time, it was very like wild, wild west. Like no one is really thinking about that much.
Well,
We
we only had Facebook and YouTube, and then Instagram had like just launched. I wasn't even
That
on
was, like,
Instagram
a few years
for
ago,
or not Instagram. Twitter had just launched.
Yeah.
Like it was very like there wasn't as much access as there is now, even though there was a lot of access.
One distinction I will say is a lot of kids who grew up online, it was like their parents putting a camera in their faces and filming their personal lives and posting that for content. I am very glad that that was not this. People did ask us that a lot, I will say. Like, if they tried to like see what the situation was. Did we have a parent behind the scenes running everything? No. I was the driving force behind everything. It was me. It was absolutely... My mom's personality is a lot more chill than mine. So I don't have the personality of someone who can have a parent running them, basically. So it was me. I am pushing all of this. I'm like, let's do this, blah, blah. And I was just wanting to make music and videos, whatever. It wasn't like, it wasn't that thing that a lot of kids were where their parent is filming their everyday morning, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it
that's
was
pretty wild.
Well, the content
have a good
wasn't
time.
about
However, it was still, I would absolutely never recommend a minor be online
Yeah.
in that capacity. I would never, ever, and none of us would recommend that now that we
Yeah.
can see. So what was the worst part, this will be easier, of growing up on the internet?
The comments and comparisons, in my opinion. Like,
You go.
In my very own
I
opinion.
liked everything that we were doing. I didn't feel like it was like bad for me personally, like with the doing the music stuff, and like that was like my like dream. I always wanted to do it, especially like I was like a literal 9-10-year-old like singing into vacuums because I was that short. Like I loved doing the music content and like singing and playing guitar and doing all that stuff. So I loved all that stuff. The negative part was really more the comments and stuff, which I just stopped reading after a little while. But it probably was not the best for my development.
Yeah, I wish I could erase that from everyone's brains.
But you tried your best. Like right after our first video came out and we started getting comments, you like sat us all down. You were like, listen, these are all dumb. They don't mean anything.
gave us
Don't
some
read
speeces.
them. You gave us many speeches.
You do yours, and we should talk about that moment. Actually, I feel like that was a big part of it.
It's
Say your
seared in my
thing
brain.
first.
Yeah. I think kind of with that, it's like the pressure.
Yeah, because it's a career, and you're 11.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's a lot.
If you think about that, you're like working, but you're 11.
Well, yeah, I just like, and I mean, it's hard for me to tell, like, because I already did put so much pressure on myself even before any of that, just as a person. And it's like, I already did feel like, I don't know, like self-conscious, like everyone feels self-conscious at that age. But I think it just like heightened that,
Yes.
which I already felt of like,
Yeah.
okay, like being in these like meetings with people, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm 10 and I just didn't say anything. Like it wasn't like I had to do all this stuff and say all this stuff, but I did just feel a lot of pressure
But
with
it's
just
a
like
lot.
what we were doing. Like that was more like the industry stuff. And just like making videos and stuff, just like, okay, gotta like perform. And I really took it so seriously. And then just all the like eyes on me all the time, like everything that I did and said, like, yeah, I just,
I mean, it's millions of eyes.
That much,
That's
but
crazy.
just thinking about it now, I'm like, just thinking about like how young I was of like being on Twitter and like saying something that I thought was just like a normal thing or something, and then like getting all this like, how could you say that, blah blah. I'm like, I don't know,
I'm 11 or 12, whatever you
I'm
write on Twitter.
13, I don't know, like, and just feeling like everything that I did and said was criticized, basically, just on such like a extreme scale.
Oh yeah,
that was just a lot for me.
This wasn't before. I mean, kind of obvious. It is obvious now, but this time there were not all these experts speaking out about like your kids should not be on Twitter, your teenagers should not be on Twitter. Like nobody was saying that. It was new. In hindsight, I'm like, that absolutely. Well, I was thinking that, but I'm not her mom, also.
Yeah.
Which is a struggle. I'm not her mom, but in hindsight, I wish, even as her not mom, I wish I had somehow been able to ban them all from having these accounts and going online, but I'm not their mom.
Well, yeah, and I feel like going into what you were about to say, like you guys as like the older sisters, I feel like really tried to like, okay, guys, like don't take these comments personally, don't take this seriously, like really tried to like guide me through that, which I feel like if I was just like a solo act or something, like I don't know how I would have survived that. But like having you guys and you guys being older than me and like seeing how you guys manage it too, and like I think that was very helpful.
Do we all remember that day when it was like when I sat us down? It was in Malibu. What was it right after?
Oh, I was thinking
No, it was
in El Dorado
in
Hills.
August.
Oh, I did one in Malibu also. where I said it's not our job. It was a whole. I remember it was. It's not our job to be perfect. Was my whole speech. What
Yeah.
are you thinking? Of?
I'm thinking right after the Party in the USA
Yes.
video. It's like 2 days later.
Oh my God.
You
You
sat us down in
the
our mom's
office,
office,
yes.
and we're like, guys, okay, so we're getting all these hate comments. And we don't need to take these seriously. We don't need to read them. I don't know everything you said, but it's basically just like, don't listen to these losers hiding behind their computer screens. I was like, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, because so when we put Party in the USA out, so I was 19, we got so much hate, so much love, and so much hate.
Yeah.
And I went on this really long walk that I still remember to this day. And I was on this really long walk thinking about like, okay, I want to do this. Can I handle this? Like, this is so crazy to read thousands of people roasting us, ripping us to shreds. It was so scary. And I was like, okay, you gotta figure this out, woman. So then after I had that talk with myself, I was like, okay, I have to go tell them like, we're not gonna, but really in my mind, I was like, but I was like, we do not care about these idiots.
Yeah.
But then I remember I had a talk with you guys in the office in Malibu. And I was saying like, it was after we started to get more of these like body kind of comments and looks and things like that. And it was pretty early on in our career, like really early on, the first year. And I sat everyone down in the office. I don't remember all of it, but I remember specifically being like, I need to tell them that our job is not to be or look perfect. Like, we're gonna make mistakes. We're never gonna look perfect, never gonna be perfect. Like, we're trying to make music and be like as best, like the best kind of role models, even though you're 11. It's more me who's thinking of being a role model, that we can be like, be the best people that we can be, and like just use our gifts in a positive way as we tried to do with like our message and everything. I remember like we would have talks like that. We tried stuff like that, but still at the end of the day, it was high pressure, but I'm glad it wasn't high pressure to like be perfect, but it was high pressure to be like excellent.
Yes.
It's really
like to
cared.
perform.
I really cared. My mom is like this too. My dad's like this. Lisa and I especially, we really cared about having like a level of like excellence at everything.
Yeah.
And that is a lot to put on an 11-year-old, to put on anyone, even an adult, whatever. But as a child, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure because it was like, oh my gosh, we got to do this. Like, guys, this is like, we have like this chance now. We're doing this. Like, we really got to do this. I'm glad we didn't have financial pressure. Like, I know a lot of kids, it's like, we got to make money to support ourselves. Because we were living in our parents' house. So and our dad is so like, I'll take care of everyone. So much like that, that it wasn't like some of those parents who were like depending on their kid too.
Yeah, that is another level.
To have the money.
Yeah.
I guess I want to add a
So
sub
glad that
question to
wasn't
that
there.
topic that I just thought about. How do you feel like you dealt with that? Like,
That's a great question.
Like, do you remember, like, was there anything you did that like helped or like,
With the
or even
pressure?
in a negative way, like maybe kind of like,
How did it
I was thinking
affect
about
you?
that because I'm like, I remember when she talked about the hate stuff, and I remember I just completely shut down and I just disassociated from the comments, and I was like, these people don't like me or the way I look or the way I sing. And I feel like I kind of actually tried to like mentally distance myself from our career in a lot of ways for like probably about a decade because of that. And I was just wondering how you guys dealt with it. What did you do to like, I guess, mentally deal with it?
I feel like I more like went into it. It was kind of like obsessed. Where I would read like everything, and I would read all my tweets, and I would search our name on Twitter.
not
That
the
is
name
the worst.
searching.
I think I did
'Cause it
that
was
one
like-
time.
It's like addicted to the negativity.
Oh, no.
But then
Yeah.
it's like, but then I see positive too. So it's like, okay,
Hard.
positive. So I definitely leaned into it a lot because I was like looking for like validation. But also, I think validation in the negativity because I was so critical of myself.
Yeah.
There's like a weird loop of that
Yeah.
that
What
I
about you didn't do
leaned
that.
into.
Read everything?
I read.
I feel like you don't like reading it.
I read some. I read enough to be damaging.
Yeah.
But I also, something I realized is I didn't get an iPhone until I graduated high school. So I could only see things on the computer, like
Yes.
in the Stone Age.
Well, Lauren didn't have an iPhone when she was
yeah.
12 either.
No, but you had one younger
We
than
just
I
went on our
did.
computer.
Yeah, I was like 13.
I didn't have enough, like, I didn't have...
13?
yeah.
Whoa,
Wait,
you were young.
When did I get one?
I don't
You were in
know.
your 20s, I think.
I feel like I got them before you guys. You were like, I like my old phone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Max
for
and I
you.
will not be giving our children iPhones until probably at least they're driving.
Yeah.
That's our.
Or and graduate high school. I think that was the perfect time
People
to get
know
an
so
iPhone,
much more
TBH.
now, though, about the damage of that.
But yeah, I was still on Twitter on the computer reading
Yeah,
stuff
and it's like I
before
could
that.
see stuff, but I couldn't see stuff all day, every day, no matter where I was.
Mhm.
So that was really important. But I don't know. I think I kind of more dissociated and then just like dug in harder on myself too at the same time of just like, oh, I need to look good or like I need to perform well or like sing well. But that had been my whole life was like every kind of we'd done activities and things where like not this, but like our theater company and like swim team and everything, everyone was very like high pressure on all the
I
things we
know.
were doing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like this is youth like random community things, but
Yeah.
everyone was so and I think
Community?
it might have been
Like community theater.
even like
It
swim team
wasn't
and coaches were yelling at
Broadway. Yes,
And,
those
like-
coaches were unhinged.
Yeah.
and I think that
In the town we grew up, I think
I think
that's
it was
the
because
high
of the town
achiever.
that we grew up in.
Yeah.
Well, it was like the #1 swim team in the league. It was a really good musical theater company. Like, they were very,
Yeah.
like, rigorous.
everything we did was like that.
That stuff was already there for me. I already
Yeah.
had trouble acting like a human, and I already had the fear of God in me at all times.
Relatable.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know how much that played into it when I already had it.
I mean,
It probably just
amplified.
exacerbated it.
Yeah.
And I was going on all the time and furiously deleting any comments I could. But I could, guys, we got so many comments. I could not keep up with it. And my mom had all these like words blocked, but still was real. There was way too many negative comments. We should have just turned comments off. But then people get mad at you when you delete comments. Like, oh, you won't leave those up. No, I will not leave
Unless
them
we
up.
should have turned off the comments. That would have been so lit.
I remember it was like that looks a certain way when you turn off comments, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to. But now I'm like, I should have freaking turned off
Well,
the
it's like
comments.
it's not
Some of
freedom
them,
of
yeah,
speech. It's
deserved
like
it.
it's my comment section. I don't need to have like
Yeah.
All these
anyone can say or
unhinged-
do anything. Like I feel like it's kind of a badge of internet honor on the internet to be like any like no comments or delete type of thing. But it's like this is my personal, very own comment section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can have boundaries in it. Like I can
Yeah.
delete things or I can have no comments. Like why should you not be able to do that?
That's ridiculous.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram